Good morning, I'm Maddie Jansen, and this is the podcast of 17 News at Sunrise. It's everything you need to know to start your day in about 15 minutes.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
Good morning. Right now at 5, one day closer to reopening. At least some businesses across California. We'll break down the steps and talk to county officials to get an update on its plans.
Kern High School District trustees take up the issue of in-person graduation ceremonies, and we want to know what you think this morning.
And it is a big day for local nonprofits. Why this Give Big Kern Day is so important as they weather the financial fallout of the coronavirus. And a look at what your dollars can help do on this Tuesday, May 5th, 2020.
And it is also Cinco de Mayo. Good morning to everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Maddie Jansen coming to you from my home up here in Tehachapi. Alex Fisher down in downtown Bakersfield. I think everyone's looking for a reason to celebrate right now. So I think you're going to see a lot of backyard fiestas today. Just because why not? And it's also Taco Tuesday, so perfect combination.
Manny, I don't know if you remember, but when we, changed the calendar to 2020, everyone was talking about how Cinco de Mayo this year was going to be on a Taco Tuesday. This Cinco de Mayo has been talked about for several months, I feel like. So I think there's going to be a lot of celebrating, at least social distancing, hopefully throughout the county. But of course, it's just a day to celebrate and enjoy the weather. And speaking of the weather, it's going to be another beautiful day in the Golden Empire. It's going to be a little warm, although, just kind of similar to what we've been seeing over the last several days. Right now in Bakersfield, it is a comfortable 56 degrees outside. Humidity is at 57%. Here's what you can expect over the next several hours. We're going to warm things up into the high 80s later today by the evening hours. So as you can see, we are going to be on that upward trend throughout the day. Up in Tehachapi, it is 37 degrees right now. Humidity is at 87%, and here's what you can expect over the next several hours. As you can see, we have a wind advisory in effect right now, and that is going to expire tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. So just keep in mind, it's going to be a little breezy in our mountain and desert communities, especially in the Tehachapi area. So keep that in mind for those of you living in Tehachapi if you're going to be going over the 58 later today. And here's what you can expect over the next several hours. We're going to warm things up into the mid-70s. It is going to be an absolutely gorgeous day in our mountain communities. Very pleasant despite the breezy conditions. I will have a look at your 7-day forecast coming up a little bit later in the show. Now for the latest on the coronavirus crisis in Kern County. Public Health reported 11 new cases yesterday, bringing the total to 1,026. That includes 10 non-residents. Most of those people have recovered. 8 people have died. 7,300 tests have come back negative, and the department is waiting on results for 3,800 others. Also in that data, 66% of those who have tested positive are Hispanic. The next largest group is white people at 18%. And Public Health also has broken down the number of cases by zip code, and the areas hit hard by the virus include Lamont, Arvin, and Bakersfield zip codes 93313 and 07. Meantime, most of the cases in the mountain region are in Tehachapi, Frazier Park, and Pine Mountain Club.
The time now is 5:03, and Governor Gavin Newsom says some businesses that were forced to close because of the pandemic can reopen as early as Friday. He says the state is ready to move into the second phase of lifting lockdowns. That means that some retail stores across the state, such as clothing stores, bookstores, florists, and sporting goods retailers, can open again with restrictions.
As early as the end of this week, you will have the capacity as a retailer with the modifications and the guidelines we set forth on Thursday to begin to reopen for pickup.
The governor's plan also allows decision-making on a local level, but counties that want to open must first meet criteria requirements for testing, tracking, social distance, and sanitation and protections for the most vulnerable. That means restaurants and hospitality companies in those places will be able to open with modifications. The governor says these plans could change if the virus continues to spread. Newsom will release more specifics on Thursday.
And in anticipation of the governor lifting some restrictions this week, Kern County officials lifted an order of its own. On Saturday night, you may remember, Kern Public Health announced it would rescind its local order, which enforced the governor's mandate to shut down non-essential businesses. Many thought that meant an immediate reopening, but Kern Public Health says not so fast.
The stay-at-home order is still in place today, and any non-essential businesses that are operating do so in violation of the governor's order. Law enforcement is able to take action against businesses who continue to not comply.
So what does this lifting of the order do? Health officials say they want to be in a position to react quickly once the state moves on to the next phase of reopening. So far, Public Health has spoken to 2,000 local businesses not complying with the order, and only 2 received police citations. But Kern County's grade for social distancing is still a D, and there are still a lot of questions surrounding why the county decided to lift this order. You can be sure we'll bring you the latest developments as they happen.
Well, will there be a graduation ceremony for local high school seniors after all? The Kern High School District Board of Trustees discussed that possibility at last night's meeting. With schools closed for the rest of the school year, most seniors accepted that there would be no pomp and circumstance, no walk across the stage to get that diploma. But with shelter-in-place orders easing up soon, the district is discussing the possibility of holding some type of graduation for seniors. No decision was made at the meeting. However, board members asked the superintendent and staff to work on plans with the goal of presenting ideas in the coming weeks. We'll keep you posted on when a decision could be made.
And that is the subject of this morning's interactive feedback poll. We're asking you, should in-person graduation ceremonies go forward? You can call or text us at 661-888-4617. Press 1 if you think they should, and 2 if you think they should not. You can also text, tweet, email, or Facebook your comments. Once again, our interactive feedback phone line is 661-888-4617, and we'll air some of your comments and have more results coming up a little bit later in the show.
Happening today, the Kern County Board of Supervisors may approve a plan to spend millions of dollars in federal aid. During today's meeting, Kern County received $157 million from the CARES Act passed by Congress. According to a memo by Chief Administrative Officer Ryan Alsop, the plan includes using $108 million to reimburse money spent by the county and cities, $35 million to support small businesses, and $4 million on safety net services. That leaves $10 million for problems that come up in the future.
It is Teacher Appreciation Week in Kern County schools, and students are finding creative ways to celebrate their educators. 17's Taylor Schaub joins us live this morning. He spoke to one local principal who made it her mission to honor these civil servants. Taylor?
Well, good morning, Alex. And that's right. Renee Whitney wanted to show her staff just how much she appreciated their tireless work during this pandemic, so she honored each one of them individually.
I never would have guessed it.
I mean, it just reminded me that I'm a teacher.
It really meant so much.
Monday morning, 32 Plantation Elementary School teachers woke up with a smile on their face, each with a sign in their yard honoring their service to their students.
I was just so surprised. And moved.
With their school shut down for more than 6 weeks and their duties having drastically changed, Principal Renee Whitney felt like it was high time to honor these heroes.
Our teachers are still working every bit as hard as they've been working, but there's not that recognition because everybody's in isolation. So I thought that this would be a wonderful way to show them that we really appreciate them.
So to kick off Teacher Appreciation Week, her and her husband got crafting and spent their Sunday driving to each staff member's house and dropping off a sign and some baked goods.
We actually used a Google Sheets app that ping marks all of your locations. So then as we would hit each ping and cluster them, we would go from place to place. And we started about 9:30 in the morning. We finished up about 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
A much needed pat on the back, said these hardworking educators.
It means a lot to anybody, but it really means a lot to a teacher.
And Whitney hopes others follow suit, because we now know more than ever just how vital these educators are.
Well, and I don't even hope, I know our parents know how much and how hard our teachers are working to get their kids educated. So that's what I hope they take away from this, is just the hard work and the love that goes into this profession.
And Whitney says that she receives calls from parents almost every day saying how much their children miss school and really how much they miss school and appreciate what these teachers do. In Southwest Bakersfield, Taylor Schaub, 17 News.
You know, Maddie, we know very well that our teachers do so much, every single year, all year long. But I think it's interesting how during this crisis, during this these different times, Teacher Appreciation Day and week falls right now during this time.
Yeah, I'm especially appreciative this year, and as I'm learning about homeschooling and trying to keep up with all of the work. And I only have one child in school so far. My others are in preschool, so if they don't finish their packets, I'm not as worried. But, I'm having a hard time keeping up with just one. So I feel for all those other parents out there with multiples. And yes, we really appreciate our teachers.
All right, still to come this morning on Sunrise, from honoring teachers to honoring seniors.
Still ahead, we look at one local teen who's rising to the challenge despite being bullied. Welcome back. Seniors across the country are wondering if they'll have graduation ceremonies honoring their accomplishments. And at 17 News, we want to pay tribute to those students and their achievements. 17's Nicole Gitsky has more on one remarkable senior at Independence High School who didn't let bullying get the best of him.
High school can be hard for some. It's a big change where kids turn into adults and they start to find themselves. In Wesley Reimer's case, he was bullied through high school and started to let his grades fall, not caring. But that wasn't the legacy he wanted to leave behind.
He's overcome a lot. He's had issues with bullying, and he's been able to overcome a lot of those issues. It's been tough. There's been a lot of personal stressors that he's had to deal with.
Wesley found solace through his faith.
But he loves to go to church, and I think that's what's kept him going.
Wesley's mom wants him to know just how special he is.
I'm just proud of him, and my husband and I both are proud of him, of who he's become and his relationship that he has with God. I couldn't be any prouder.
If Tracy has to make a makeshift graduation, that's what she'll do in order to make sure he is honored.
If I have to go stand outside and have him walk up and down the street, I want him to be acknowledged.
Wesley is still figuring out what he wants to do after graduation, but is planning on getting a job. In Southwest Bakersfield, Nicole Gitsky, 17 News.
And if you know of a senior you think should be honored, you can email Nicole Gitsky at kget.com. And now to an update on the effort to build a new nursery for puppies and kittens at the local SPCA. The nursery is the goal of our Unleash Your Love fundraiser that we kicked off last Friday. According to Executive Director Julie Johnson, they've raised $30,000 in donations so far. Combined with donations from another fundraiser in February, they're just $6,500 away from their goal. They also have a matching grant offered by the Virginia and Alfred Harrell Foundation. And there's still time to help. If you want to help them build that nursery and help in that final push, go to kget.com for details on how to donate. It is Taco Tuesday and it is Cinco de Mayo, so how do free tacos sound? Happening today, Basham Funeral Care is offering free tacos to the community. The giveaway is at Niles Street at the Basham Funeral Care, and it starts at 10:30 a.m. You can drive up or walk up to grab your food, but masks and social distancing will be enforced. The time now is 5:23. Not everyone is happy with Kern County's decision to lift a local order. Why some say we need to listen to the governor's instructions instead.
KGET Business Watch is brought to you by Grapevine MSP Technology Services, the Valley's leading IT service provider.
Welcome back in your 17 Business Watch. At least 2 local restaurants are back open for dining, even though the governor hasn't lifted the mandate to keep non-essential businesses closed. For the last month, Mossman's Event Catering Restaurant has been doing curbside and to-go orders only, something owner Rick Mossman says has been a very big challenge. But yesterday, they opened up their doors for dine-in customers. Mossman says he made the decision after the Kern County Public Health Department rescinded the local coronavirus order, which would have issued fines or citations to businesses that defied the governor's stay-at-home order.
We definitely follow the guidelines of distancing people, staying away from people, not congregating too much, and we're looking forward to the time when it even gets more and more back to the way it was, back to normal.
Other places like Moo Creamery also reopened for dining yesterday. County officials say the statewide mandate remains in effect, so they're still asking people and non-essential businesses to continue staying at home unless absolutely necessary. Others we spoke with said we must be careful opening too soon. Democratic Women of Kern President Robin Walters says society should stay away from politicizing the issue. Instead, she is calling on leaders to base their decisions on what the experts have to say.
We're talking about human lives, human health, families, people, businesses that are decimated, people losing their jobs. That's what we need to be focused on to get back to work, yes, in a safe and appropriate way. Listen to the experts, listen to the science. And I look forward to we all having a bright future together.
Walters added it is important that people continue to follow the governor's mandate. Bakersfield College wants to help people who lost their jobs due to COVID-19. The college is expanding its Back to College program with new no-cost, no-credit courses. The courses are 4 weeks long, aimed at helping people learn new skills as they prepare to re-enter the workforce. Enrollment began yesterday, and classes start on June 15th. 5:28 now, and coming up in the next half hour on Sunrise, President Trump is leaving the White House for the first time in a while, where he's set to visit today. Plus, a new report on the impact of the coronavirus here in the U.S.